Recently, my husband has been talking about taking out a life insurance policy. I am in favor of this as we have a baby and he is pursuing a career as a pilot. This weekend, he walked into our bedroom and said that he had researched a policy he'd like to get for $3 million. He then says, "I think I'll set it up so half is for you and half for my mom." I am American. He is Cuban. His mother and the rest of his family currently live in Latin America. They do okay for themselves, but the standard of living is a bit different from the US, though not crazy. She's not happy there, and we've been trying to sponsor her to come to the US. I like his mom, and we have supported her in many ways, such as paying for multiple trips to Cuba, paying to send suitcases/parcels with clothes/shoes to them, cash gifts when we visit, etc. When he says this about splitting the life insurance policy, something in my gut felt weird. I think it showed on my face because he asked me, and I said that it seemed odd to me. That it seemed like these kind of legal/financial things should be set up for our small family, and that I would not just leave his family hanging if anything were to happen. He was defensive, asking why I didn't want his mom to get anything. I wasn't saying that, but I didn't really have words to explain what I was feeling. I was clear that of course I would want his mom to receive funds if something so tragic happened, but that it seemed like legally this policy should be set up for me and our kid plus future kids. Round and round we went. My logic, say he passes away in an accident in 20 years. We have 3 kids. His mom is still alive and pushing 80. 1.5 million is excessive for someone of her age and lifestyle. For this example, it gets split evenly between the 3 kids. A lot of money, but obviously you can't do as much with 500K as you can with 1.5 million. I think it's logical to say that cost of life and living for an elderly woman versus for a young family of 4 is very different, and that different quantities of money should be allocated because of this. Also, I want to be part of this decision. Him waltzing in and telling me what he's going to do doesn't fly with me, especially as we are equal earners in our home and share finances, so I am paying for half of this policy. His logic, I should think of it as 2 separate policies. 1.5 for his family, 1.5 for me and our kids. That our kids will get 500K, which is a lot of money. That 500K is better than nothing, and isn't it good enough that he's thinking of us and setting us up for a good life? He continuously accuses me of not wanting his mom to get any money. He also called me selfish, implying that I just wanted more money for myself. He says of course his mom would share this money with the rest of his family, dad, sister, and nephews. I don't have great words for how I feel. It just doesn't feel normal to me.
Comment 1. NTA, and it's absurd that he called you selfish. Imagine, God forbid, that he passed away not 20 years from now, but while your kids are still young. You would be alone raising those kids. If you got sick, or one of the kids got sick, you could end up not being able to work for an unknown amount of time. Even without that, kids are expensive to raise. Childcare is expensive. You'd be paying for a house purchased with the assumption of 2 incomes. Do the 2 of you plan to help your kids with college/trade schools/just starting out in life? Do you plan to give them something for a wedding or first home? Would he want to be able to secure that in case he's not able to be there? This should absolutely be a conversation between the 2 of you. Comment 2. NTA. If you are paying half of the policy, you should have more of a say on how it is spent. I also think it is weird that he is treating it like an even split. It is not in any way equal. As you point out, she is one person while you are part of a growing family. She will be taking care of herself while you will be taking care of your children, their education, and potentially their own little families as they grow up. Also, while it is nice that he feels responsible to repay his mother for all she has done for him, you are doing so much more than her at this point of his life, and for the rest of his life. Comment 3. NTA, I don't have a problem with him including his family, however, I don't think it should be a 50-50 split. Should be something like this: after your mortgage is paid off using the bulk of the money, any remaining funds from the insurance is split 20% to you, 60% shared amongst the kids, and the remaining 20% goes to support his side of the family. I, 23F, recently found out I'm pregnant with my 25M Boyfriend Andrew's child. We have been dating for 3 years and our relationship is pretty good. We both want children eventually, though we plan to have them later after we're a bit more established in our careers. The pregnancy came as a surprise since we're pretty safe with sex, we use condoms and I'm on birth control. I guess we were just unlucky. Initially we considered aborting or placing the baby for adoption but decided to keep it. I graduated college last year and have a job that pays okay money with the possibility of future promotions and raises. My boyfriend works as an electrician and also makes good money, so with both of our incomes we should be able to afford the baby. A couple days after we decided we were keeping our child, Andrew told me that he wanted me to be a Zam. He said that he believed that having a Zam was better for the baby, that he was raised by a Zam and loved it, and he wanted to give our child that same life. He said that he had been talking with his boss who agreed to give him a raise. And he said with that raise plus working occasional overtime he would be able to afford to pay our rent, bills, groceries and the costs for our baby. He also said he would marry me so I would have extra security. I admit I burst out laughing when he suggested this. It's just insane to me. Sure, we might be able to afford me being a Zam, but it would require budgeting every penny he made. I also just graduated. Does he really think I went to college for 4 years just to be a Zam and spend my days doing his laundry and cooking his meals? Also, what if he gets sick or dies? Also, I'm the first person in my entire family to earn my degree. My parents were immigrants and both had elementary school level education. I'm very proud of my education and career. This is something he knows as I've told him, so I'm surprised he would ever suggest this. I could tell he was upset and hurt by my reaction, but he accepted my decision without arguing. I was talking about this to one of my friends, and she told me that it was mean of me to laugh. That Andrew was offering to care for me and my baby, and I responded by mocking him. I didn't mean it to come that way, just that his suggestion to me anyway was so insane and stupid that I couldn't help it. So, comment 1. The fact that he would need overtime after the raise to make it work means it doesn't work. Even if you were a Zam, don't ever rely exclusively on the words/promises of anyone else to provide for you. Plenty can attest to how that has left them vulnerable. Definitely NTA. Comment 2. Also, if he's working overtime like that, then he's going to have a much less involved role in his child's life. He may be able to provide for them by working himself into an early grave, but it'll be at the cost of him truly knowing his child. Comment 3. NTA, we all react in different things, especially if we're hit with something that sounds absurd to us. What he wants could possibly be seen as an immediately valiant sort of gesture, but it doesn't work for everyone, nor should it be the norm. With rising prices all the time, it's hard enough being able to afford 2 people on 1 income, let alone 3. And you fought tooth and nail to reach your goals. To just be told that you should immediately throw that away would also put me on edge. Perhaps try to reassure him that you never once thought about being a Zam because of the reasons you listed above, also because you want a partnership in making money/raising your child together, and would want him to have plenty of time being in your child's life together instead of forcing him to work constantly. Hopefully that can sort of heal whatever bruised ego he may have received from your laughter. I, 14F, have been getting really into cooking lately, and I decided that I wanted to cook a nice meal for my family as a treat. I bought all the ingredients with my own money and started on the dinner. It came out amazing: braised pork and lime tacos, homemade salsa, and a cool strawberry fresca drink. My stepsister, 8F, didn't even try my food before she decided it was gross. She told me the food looked bad and that she wanted something else. I was hurt because I had worked hard on the meal and was proud of it. I asked her to try a bite, but my stepdad intervened and said that she didn't have to if she didn't want to. She again demanded that I make her something else, and my stepdad asked me to go make her a meal. I was going to refuse but decided to not stir the pot, and so I got up and made her a grilled cheese. When I put the plate down, my stepsister looked happy, but my stepdad complained that the meal was unhealthy and that I needed to make her something more nutritious. This made me really upset because I was not the family's personal chef, and especially not for his picky daughter. Her nutrition was not my responsibility, and that I had no obligation to make her anything in the first place. I told him all of this, and my stepdad chastised me for arguing at the table. He sighed dramatically and got up to make his daughter something else, making himself look like the victim. I'm upset because now everyone thinks I'm in the wrong for refusing to do it, even though cooking anyone's dinner wasn't my responsibility, and especially not cooking my picky stepsister a third meal. Comment 1. Your stepdad sounds like a real piece of work. He's definitely TA of this story. God forbid he enjoy a free meal prepared for him that sounds pretty great. And then being all indignant when you scoff at having to make another meal, and then just being a jackass not healthy enough. He should pick up a pan himself. What a ridiculous jerk. The fault of this evening going to crap lays entirely with him. As far as your stepsister goes, well, not knowing what her normal behavior is like, she doesn't sound that dissimilar to any other 8-year-old. Who isn't picky at 8? I would have asked for a PBJ when I was 8. So NTA. Comment 2. NTA. Where is your mom in this? She needs to have your back and tell your stepdad this isn't a restaurant. His daughter either eats what she's served or he can make her something. He's also enabling her bad behavior by saying she doesn't even have to try it. My mom always made me take at least a bite of something as a kid. I didn't have to like it, but I had to try it. It's very sweet of you to make your family a nice dinner, however, if they're not appreciative, don't do it again. Your stepsister sounds like a brat. Comment 3. NTA. It isn't your job to feed his kid. I always stand by the concept of if you want to see it on the table, make it yourself. Otherwise, eat what you are given and keep your mouth shut. Either he can provide food for his kid, she can shut her face and eat what you made, or she can learn to make her own. 8 isn't too young to put together a PB&J or a turkey sandwich for herself. Today my friend, F25, texted our group chat, mentioning offhand that her boyfriend is at the pharmacy to buy her an emergency contraceptive pill. We live in a Canadian province, edit, it's Quebec, people. Look it up before confidently and wrongly refuting this, where Plan B isn't available over the counter and must be prescribed. Pharmacist is authorized to write this prescription, so it's still accessible, but this means the woman must be the one who goes to the pharmacy to get it. Cis men therefore cannot buy Plan B here. I let my friend know about this information and she immediately panicked because she doesn't have enough money for Plan B herself. Why it didn't occur to her that it would be the same if her boyfriend just sent her money? I don't know. She asked me how much Plan B is. I told her it's around $40 without insurance, but if you're covered by provincial insurance, like me, it's around $23. My other friend in the group chat offered to go to the pharmacy for her and claim the Plan B was for her to save money because other friend is covered by the insurance. They agreed on that plan. That's when it occurred to me that Plan B is less effective for larger people, and larger women need to take 2 or sometimes even 3. The friend who offered to go to the pharmacy can't be more than £110, so would definitely only be able to get a prescription for 1. The friend who actually needs the pill is at least £200. My larger friend is very self-conscious about her weight and teeters between being in denial about it and constantly putting herself down for it. I texted the group chat the amount they prescribe will depend specifically on who goes in for the prescription. That confused both of them, so I responded again and said it depends on weight. Neither of them interacted with the group chat for a while. The skinnier friend called me to let me know I really hurt the larger friend. Update: for anyone wondering about the weight/dosage thing, I can't believe it's become such a heated debate in the comments. She ended up texting me after going to the pharmacy herself where she was given a different pill from normal prescribed because of her weight. So it's not necessarily 2 pills, it's just a different stronger pill, I'm guessing. Her boyfriend did pay for it. After she realized I was right about weight being a factor, she realized I wasn't trying to be mean and was genuinely relaying information. All resolved. Comment 1. NTA. You didn't actually comment on your friend's weight, you commented on requirements for the prescription. It might hurt your friend who is self-conscious about it, but it's not your actions she's truly being hurt by, she's just blaming you because you were the one who brought it up. You said it in a very neutral way, you're all good. Comment 2. NTA I can't think of too many situations in which it's okay to bring up weight, but that is certainly one of them. Would she rather have an unwanted pregnancy because the meds weren't effective, or have you not forewarned her about this? Maybe tell your friend privately that you didn't mean any harm and that you were concerned the medication wouldn't be effective because it is prescribed by weight.